Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of After Class, where we talk about anything and everything after class. So for today's topic, we'll be talking about taking our first step into the workforce. So as you can see, we have two very special guests today, Aisha and Marco. Maybe you can tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Hi, my name is Aisha. I'm 20 years old this year. I just graduated from Temasek Poly and I studied law and management.
Wow. So what are you working as or at right now?
Currently, I'm working as a paralegal in a small law firm situated in Beauty World.
So what do you do on a daily basis?
On a daily basis, I do a lot of administrative stuff. Basically, I liaise with clients. Aside from that, I also draft up legal documents and I also draft up like legal opinions and stuff like that. So we have to do legal research a lot of times as well.
Okay. So law industry, then what about Marco?
I graduated from LaSalle in music performance, majoring in voice and piano. Yes.
So what kind of work are you doing right now?
Freelancing, like one of them is teaching students, basically teaching vocal, like singing, and other than that, performing, like at gigs and some events. Yes.
Do you plan to go like masters after this?
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, perhaps.
Right. What about Aisha?
I am currently just saving up money so that I can fund for my own university studies in the future. So now I'm just going to focus on working full time.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we have taken our first steps into the industry that we're working in, where do you all see yourselves in the next 5 to 10 years?
In the next 5 to 10 years, I think I'd probably be still working, but I'd probably be doing the work and learn program for universities, because then like I said earlier, I wanted to fund my own university studies. So I think I would probably have to still be working at the same time when I'm studying.
Okay.
Do you plan to take a full-time or like a part-time sort of uni?
I think I just take full time because I want to get it over and done with.
And you know how long it will be?
I think I'm not too sure how long it will be if I'm doing the work and learn program, but I know basically it will probably be around 4 years for law, because then you still have to study that extra year for bar exam.
Right.
Yeah, it's around 4 to 5 years.
That's long.
Yeah.
It's scarily long.
Yeah. it's even longer if you go overseas uni, because then you're learning the different laws, because you're learning that country's laws. Then when you come back to Singapore, you have to take the extra, I think 6 months, then to learn the basics of Singapore laws as well. Yeah.
Maybe you can explain a little bit as to what is the bar exam and how that kind of affects your career.
Because the bar exam is an important exam that you have to take if you want to be a lawyer, to be a practicing lawyer. Because currently now, I'm just a paralegal and I can't take the bar exam because I don't have that extra years of learning in this in law basically. So in order to take that bar exam, you have to go through the university years to get your degree. Then you'll be qualified to get that bar exam. Because then currently as a paralegal, I can do everything, almost everything a lawyer does, but I can't act on behalf of the client. Yeah. So if you have that bar exam and you pass that bar exam, then you can act on behalf of the client basically. Yeah, and you can go ahead and argue in court and all that. Yeah.
Wow, so you can take lead.
Yeah. You can
man. Wow, that's cool though. Okay, if I need a lawyer, I'll go to you, okay?
You need to wait a bit. Yeah.
Alright, okay. What about Marco then?
For me, I think 5 years time, you can either continue teaching or you can be like maybe like because I have aspiration to get a master's degree, maybe from Berkeley in the US. That would be like about 1.5 years. So yeah, because I think in my industry everything is quite straightforward and there's not much career progression. Like you can be an artist like a famous one like Mariah Carey, or you could be a producer like like Chainsmokers or whoever, or you can just be a teacher, or you can be, or you can be everybody. It's up to you. So there's no fixed what do you call it, like titles or career progression. It's whatever that you want to do, you do it. Yes.
Would you plan to stay in Singapore and do it? Or no?
I mean, I would love to, but I mean, the music industry over here is not really,
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, of course, if yeah, I mean, of course, I love this country, so I would really love to stay here if possible. Yes.
Okay.
But I do feel like as of late, the music industry in Singapore is getting more and more recognized, I would say, because more of the local artists are getting more support because of the social media, the advancement in it.
Yeah, I've seen things like that happen, and it's great. But because COVID for the past 3 years, I think destroyed everything again. So we have to start, like level 0 again.
That's true.
Yeah.
Cause you major in vocal, and that was something that you can't do during the peak of COVID,
Yeah, man.
That's one of the things that you cannot do. Singing and wind instruments were not allowed. So for that period of time, like those went a little bit under.
That's true. But I guess now with like restrictions being lifted just a little bit,
it's starting to come back. It's starting to come back. Like all the concerts, all the like whatever performances are all coming back.
True. So will you be having like a performance soon? Or no?
I think my next one will be like just a restaurant bar gig.
Right. Okay. Go
Guys. Those are coming back. Those kind of things are coming back.
I've been quite small, but it's a quite regular one.
Right. Okay.
But I think for your industry, like you can also think about like the online kind of like personality progression. Because those will also bring in like wider kind of audience also.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing as well actually currently.
Okay, so follow his social media.
Put here.
So would you like to tell us like the name of the bar that you're working at, so like our audience can go and
support you?
The previous one, I mean last week I did at this NUS bar, is at NUS, Cambridge. It's called Baba Black Sheep.
Oh.
So I think they're going to have it like maybe not next week, maybe the following week. So for schedules and just tune into my socials can see already.
So insert their socials.
Insert.
Okay. Then what about you, Kayleigh?
Me, 5-10 years down the road. As of now, I hope that I can find a job by then. I should find a job by then. Because if I don't find a job by then, I'm semi screwed. Because I mean I'm bonded in Singapore. That's why I'm like forced to find a job here. And by 5 years I should have a job. But the thing is I wouldn't know whether I'm looking for a job that is relevant to my field of studies. So but I guess for theatre, whether you are graduating from a diploma or degree, the salary changes because of the degree and diploma. But in terms of like experience and stuff like that, like when you go to degree you do learn a bit more, you do experience a bit more, but it's also all about you putting yourself out there and getting connections so that the industry knows you better and you put yourself there more rather than people coming to you, because you need to push yourself out there. So so I guess there's not much of a difference. It's just more of whether you want to further your studies, you want to gain more knowledge, gain more experience and stuff like that, or do you just want to get yourself out into the workforce and just do your things. So it really just depends. But for me, I did take a degree because my degree was only like a year top up, so it wasn't too bad. Just get the cert and then just do my own stuff. So that's for me. How about you?
Okay, so for me, I have a job as a sales engineer. I haven't started yet because I just wrapped up my uni life like a week ago. So I'll be starting like soon. But for me, I think working as a sales engineer, I mean there are different routes for you to go to when you graduate from like with an engineering degree, but it's just that I chose to do a sales engineer job, and then from there I guess like maybe working after a few years I may consider getting like maybe a MBA or something like that, just to supplement my educational level, upgrade myself a little bit, and then I think the salary should go up as well. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so the producers have given us a situation whereby person A has a better portfolio but lower education level, whereas person B has a higher educational level but a not as good portfolio. So which one do you think is more suitable, like will get a better like salary in terms of your overall industry?
I think like generally, because we also have to look at the economy now, because of COVID, right? Then at a point of time, circuit breaker happened, so our industry kind of, like the economy kind of went down because of our main source of income for Singapore is basically tourism and the income and output. So because of the economy, I think probably I would assume that a person with a more working experience would be more valuable, I would say, because then you already have like that sort of experience in the working industry, which is what these bosses nowadays kind of value, because they kind of need to push out this more output to overcome their economy.
Okay, yeah, to overcome that difficulty that they're facing at the moment.
Yes, correct, yeah. So I would assume that, because also you can kind of just learn on the job, I would say. Like you can improve yourself as you're working.
Yeah. Then for me, person A as well. I mean, someone with great experience, especially in my industry, is more valuable than someone with just a degree cert,
Yeah.
But if you want to do teaching, like for example at big music schools, they may want to see your degree. Like if you have a master's, that would be better, But if you want to be a singer like Mariah Carey, Taylor Swift, all that, I don't think you need a degree. You just need to have great voice, great look, and all that, and experience and skills, basically.
Skills to get people to like you.
Yeah. So it really depends what you want to do. You want to be producer, singer, vocal teacher, Yeah.
Interesting.
How about you?
I think for me, it would be person A as well. I think very similar to Marco as well, because in the art industry, we do look at portfolios a lot. Especially when you go to like jobs or like any production, they always ask for your resume. Or do you have any show reel to show us? They don't ask for like your grades and stuff like that. Unless you're going for educational like degree or masters lah. But in terms of like the workforce, they always ask for your portfolios and stuff. So I think that's very important, because if you have a lot of portfolio, if you have a lot of things written on your portfolio, it shows that you have experiences and you push yourself out there, rather than just like sitting at home and do nothing.
I think for me, what I've seen among all my friends who are graduating, there was actually, there is a company, I think like all the engineering graduates will know about it. We all know that takes in like a lot of different students who are graduating, even though they don't really have work experience in the industry, because for that company they are like expanding. So because of that, they want to bring in new people to train.
Right.
And the company is actually offering like a very high salary, like very, very high for engineering. Yeah, and they're taking in completely like new students, and it's to a point whereby everyone around keeps saying that, you can just apply, they will accept you. I mean, everyone would think that person A will have like more opportunities or whatsoever, but sometimes it's about the industry. If the industry so happens to be expanding, they will take in everyone that is new, and for them, right, at that point in time, they'll think more about your education level.
Okay.
And they'll take you in because they want to train you. So it really depends on like the company itself, I feel, and the industry right now.
Yeah, that's true. I think for my legal industry as well, because it really depends on the kind of path that you want. It depends whether you want to have more experience or if you want to straight away just earn for the quick buck. So if you are a fresh graduate, honestly I think if you are okay with just learning for the experience, like earning for the experience, then a lot of the smaller firms will be like more than willing to take you in.
I think at the same time for legal industry, it's like you must hit a certain level of education to even like unlock certain path or like the next level. Yeah. So it's a little bit like, even though we would think that person A will have an advantage, but sometimes it's about like the education level that unlocks certain path for you.
It's very 50-50 for legal industry lah, I would say. Because if you want to progress and earn more, you definitely have to have a better academic progression lah. If you are okay with just staying where you are, then I think you should just focus on your experience. Yeah.
So for all of us here, okay, most of us here, we have like kind of secured like our jobs, and do you all have any advices for like people who are at like who has just graduated from say Poly, LaSalle, and like do you have any advice?
I think for Poly graduates, because I know at least for my course law, a lot of people are now rushing to apply for applications, right? And all that for uni applications, or those who are trying to apply for a job and all of that. I think what we need to do first is to just take a step back and just relax. Because after 3 years, I think 3 years of studying law, I experienced a very bad, severe burnout. And it kind of affected me a lot, because then I became more recluse and all that, so I don't really talk to people a lot nowadays. And it really affected my mood lah, basically. So, and then now I just kind of dived into workforce straight away after finishing my last exam, basically, in Poly. Now I realize that it really dampened my mood even more, and I think I'm kind of experiencing the worst phase of a burnout, I would say lah. So what I can say is that just take a step back and kind of chill. It's okay if you don't have your life figured out. That's what I can say. So kind of just think about it, and don't rush into things, because then you happen to be like me. Kind of.
Hey, no, you will do okay. Don't worry.
Yeah, but you sound like you're doing better.
Yeah, I'm trying my best lah to kind of overcome. So if you're experiencing burnout, kind of just relax. Just don't think about what stresses you out.
How about Marco?
For me, I think an advice would be don't compare yourself to others, because everybody is different, and I mean you cannot compare yourself to your peers who are like, let's say, more successful in a way, because it will like just stress you out and stuff like what Aisha said earlier. I think it's true that you just chill and take a step back and just relax and enjoy life, because life is precious. It's not all about money and whatever, you know. It's about purpose, passion, music. Yeah. So just chill and really just don't compare yourself to others. Really.
Life is about having fun.
Yeah, man, don't stress yourself out.
Okay, so for me, like, cause I just like graduated from uni unofficially, so I know that like looking for jobs right now, like most of my friends have secured jobs, but I mean some of them have not, and I think it's like they should know that it's perfectly fine to be job hunting now. Yeah, I think that there is like frenzy in like your year 4, like your final year, to have like secured a job before you graduate. But I think it's actually okay to still be looking around for opportunities. So I guess in a way it's like take a chill and don't be so anxious to jump into like signing a contract to get a job just because everyone else around you seems to have had a job and has gotten their life together. Like they say, just relax, cause it's your first job. You should think properly about it, and you really shouldn't rush into anything.
Yeah. For me, I think because I'm put in this situation to look for a job upon graduating, because like as a non-Singaporean here, I and without like a proper work permit to stay here, I can actually like not be here. Yeah, like cause now I'm like put in a visit pass. You know, then if I don't look for a job within these 3 years, because I'm bonded, right? I can't sort of stay here. Yeah, so when I graduated last year, I was obviously stressed because it's like, you know, government's like telling you to look for a job so that you can stay in Singapore, you know, and get the work permit, because that's what I want, and eventually get a PR here as well. Yeah, but because it's been a year, almost a year I would say, and I still haven't looked for a job yet, haven't looked for a full-time job yet, so I'm still holding this visit pass, and it's gonna expire soon. And I'm stressed, you know, to look for a job. And then I have another friend who already has a job, who's also in the same situation as me. So obviously I get a bit like nervous, you know. So, but then I do remind myself that, you know, because of this, I don't want to randomly look for a job because I need to look for a job.
Yeah.
I still want to look for a job that I'm passionate about, you know, that I want to do, you know. So that's why I'm a bit picky. I think that's why it's also taking slightly longer than usual to look for a job.
But it's okay to be picky.
Yeah,
it's
then,
really okay to be picky.
Correct. Then that's what people tell me as well, you know, like, you do what you like, you know. Don't do it because you're supposed to.
Yeah.
You know, because you want to enjoy your work life as well. You want to get the proper experience that you want, and then you want to put it in your resume so that it looks nice. You know, like, people ask me whether I want to do teaching, you know, like teaching theatre or like speech and drama. Like, in my mind, yeah, I can do that, but it's not something that I want to do. You know, I don't have a passion for it, because I feel that for teaching, you have to have the passion for it. So, I think the advice will also be, you know, pick for something that, look for a job that you have the passion for, you know, not because you're put in a situation to do so or you're like forced to do it. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to do something that you don't enjoy, you know, you don't put the heart into doing it. Yeah.
So yeah. So with that, we have come to the end of another episode. If you like what you see, click here for more and click here to subscribe. And we will see you after class.